Florida. I lived in South Florida. I was born in Miami Beach. So if we look at the close-up here, North Miami Beach is where I was born. And then I grew up a little bit in Hialeah, and then Davie, and when we moved back, when I was 14 years old, we moved to Pembroke Pines. And that's where my father lives now. Can I have two more cities? Two more cities, please. In Austria, I studied in Salzburg. So here's Austria, and Salzburg is right on the border to Germany. Here's a close-up of Salzburg. It's a very small city, maybe 150,000 people. Very small. A lot of tourism. And I don't know, I lived around here somewhere. So Nagoya, I already circled it, is the first city I lived in Japan. And we have Nagoya Castle. I lived near Nagoya Station, so probably around here. But I worked in Kariya, which is a neighboring city. I taught English there. Do I have any more cities? Yeah. Is that all the cities? Okay. So, I mostly lived in Salzburg when I lived in Austria. That's where I studied. But towards the end of my studies, I had finished most of my classes. And I wanted to try something new. So I moved to Vienna for about a year or two. Vienna is the capital of Salzburg. It's the biggest city. Still not very big compared to Manila, or Metro Manila. But I forget where I lived exactly. It was called Hügeldorf, but I can't find it. So. All right, so that's all of the states and countries that I lived in. Can I have, oh, it's not. There was one more. Ah, of course. So, the second place I lived in Japan after Nagoya was Tokyo, the capital and one of the biggest cities in the world. And here is a close-up of Tokyo. I lived in 3 places in Tokyo. I lived there about 5 years. I lived in Adachi-ku. I lived in North Ikebukuro, around here. And I lived in Nerima. Okay, so now I think that's all of the cities. Right? Can I have 5 photos, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, so in some of these pictures, you see me wearing a suit, and I'm with other people who wear suits. So I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Do you know about Jehovah's Witnesses? So every week they have meetings, and they dress up nicely, about twice a week now, I think. And they also go and preach to people about the Bible. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness anymore, but for many years it was an important part of my life. So this is someone from the Jehovah's Witnesses in my congregation in Vienna. When I lived in Vienna. And there I was in a French group, right? So we spoke French and we tried to find French-speaking people to talk to them about the Bible. So this next picture is someone you know actually. So this is, do you know this person? Have you seen this person? Yeah? Oh, wrong camera, sorry. Do you know him? Yeah. Alright, that's Moromizato Futoshi from Okinawa. He's here today. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's not here. But he and I actually met originally because of the last year's SIPA. We met in an online meeting. I didn't come to the Philippines that year. And then he lives in Osaka, where I moved over a year ago. And we met by accident, or at an art event. And then we remembered that we met before. This is a supermarket in Osaka called Super Tamade, and they have very bright colors. This is a picture of me. I'm on the left here. And this is a famous composer. Sitting on the chair. Steve Wright is his name. Famous American composer. And these are one of my professors for electronic music. This picture, I'm not sure, but I think it was California. I must have been about 5 or 6 years old. And I'm getting my face painted by a clown. That's all I know about that. So 5 more photos, please. So this is Osaka again. This is very recent. This was a solo event I had in Osaka commemorating my mother, who died last year. And Moromizato Futoshi was also there. This is my mother and father when they visited me in Austria. That was about 9 years ago. This is me when I must have been about 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10. And the little girl on the left here is Katura, and we still keep in touch. We're still pretty good friends, but she lives in Kentucky still, so we don't talk very often. So again, you see I'm wearing a suit here. So this is my cousin Kiki, so my aunt's daughter, and she just graduated from something. I was very young, so I don't remember. It must have been university, based on her outfit. So I think I was living in Kentucky, but we went to visit her, or visit Florida at that time. These are my friends, Luke and Laura. Actually, they live in Orlando, which is a little far from Miami. But I went to visit them last year. So after my mother died, so I went to see my mother before she died, and then after she died, I went to see them. And they also used to be Jehovah's Witnesses, so that's how we met. But they are also not anymore. Can I have 5 more photos, please? So this is me. I have a Kentucky jersey on for basketball, but I think we're maybe in Florida because my family's here. So the big guy is my older brother, and this is my aunt, and this is my cousin Kiki again, her. And then this is my sister. This is my grandmother, who passed away about three years ago. Right, do you remember Katura? This is her we met in Salzburg. She and her husband, Brock, came to visit me. So you can see the fortress, the old city in Salzburg in the background. These are my parents again in Florida, maybe about 6-7 years ago. So actually this photo is not in Austria, and it's not in France. It's actually in Poland. Because I went there with this friend, Lyosha, a Russian singer. We studied at the same university, and this was the first time I saw performance art, actually. Oh, but he also had done some performance mixed with singing at university. He took me to a festival, and we were watching a happening. And everything was yellow. There was yellow tissue paper. There was a woman dressed in yellow. This is, again, from my parents' visit to Austria. So they went to Salzburg, which is on the right there. But they also came to Vienna, and we were in a Viennese cafe. They have delicious cakes. 5 more photos, please. So this is Osaka again. This is a friend of mine named Kojiro. He's also a performance artist. He does some very fun things. And I took him to this workshop event once. And this is him doing an interesting improvisation. We actually met in Tokyo though, but he lives in Osaka. I think this picture is from Florida. I look about 3 or 4, maybe 4 years old. That's me with my father. I think this one is from California. So I'm picking cherries. That's the photo. Okay, I think this one is not in Florida, but I think I'm on a boat. I think I'm on a cruise. Maybe. So this is Tabitha. She was my best friend until I was 5 years old. And when I moved back to Florida, again, I was 14 and I visited a few times, right? And I always kind of had a crush on her. I liked her. I know you like that sort of thing. I know you like that. And this other girl is Mariah. When I was about 17, 18, she had a crush on me. All right. So back to Osaka. So I told you about this event that I had about a month ago, actually, about my mother. And this is a photo after the event with Jerry Gordon. He is the owner of the venue, Meat House, MIIT. And these are 2 members of Ham Tamago Sandwich, performance platform in Tokyo that I'm a member of. And they came to Osaka to see my performance, and Bannai, he filmed the performance for me, and he's edited it for me also, and taken photos too. 5 more photos, please. So I didn't live in Ohio for that long, and I was mostly just practicing viola every day. I don't have a lot of friends or a lot of memories there. This is my viola class, so this is my professor, Mark Jacobs, and some of his other students, and that's me. This is Singh. He's the owner of my favorite Indian restaurant in Osaka. And one day he cooked for me personally, after hours. Really nice guy. So, in Kentucky, in Louisville, my best friend, and even after that for a while, my best friend was this person here on the left of the picture, Robert. He died when he was 26. Actually, I think no, he died when he was 28. I was about 24. I was living in Austria. He had a immune deficiency. These are some delicious cakes in Vienna. In Nagoya also, I didn't make that many good friends, maybe one, and he's not in this picture. This is just a picture I took with some people I was hanging out with. We had dinner. That's me on the left, long hair. And I think we're out of time. But there's a lot more story here. I can't tell you all of it. The problem with cartography is that it only tells you where you've been. It doesn't tell you where to go next. And I don't know where I'm going next. I don't know if I'll stay in Osaka or I'll try somewhere else. We'll find out. Oh, please give me my pictures back.